Thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues. I rise on behalf of my other distinguished colleagues as listed in the motion paper to move the motion for the urgent need for the rehabilitation of the Ikorodu-Shagamu and Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe roads to further bridge the infrastructural gap and enhance the economic growth in Nigeria. The Senate, aware that roads indirectly contribute to the economic growth of a nation, and additionally, roads development bring social, cultural, and economic changes in the lives of the people in terms of providing connectivity between people and places, and does help in reducing poverty. The Senate, further aware that in Nigeria, many roads are in bad shapes, leading to negative economic effects and total economic effect of such bad roads to the nation, the health of the citizens, operation of businesses, safety of lives and properties are unquantifiable. Mindful that the Ikorodu-Shagamu road, which starts from Ikorodu roundabout, terminating in Sagamu, Ogun State, and the Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe road starts from Sabo in Ikorodu and equally terminates in Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State, are all federal roads. Further mindful that the Ikorodu-Shagamu road is an old alignment and is one of the busiest roads in the southwest zone, which was constructed in the 1960s before the construction of Lagos Expressway, was a major route carrying traffic from Lagos towards the northern part of the country until the commissioning of Lagos Expressway in 1978. Convinced that the Lagos-Shagamu road still serves as a great commercial hub or route for the southwest, south-south, and indeed the whole nation, with several commercial ventures and educational institutions situated in that corridor, such as Lafarge Cement Company, NMPC Depot at Mosimi, PZ Industries, and several metal fabrication companies and other institutions of learning. Aware that the Ikorodu-Itoikin road, also, which had previously been constructed by Messrs. Taylor Woodrow, Nigeria Limited, was completed and commissioned by the then head of state, General Yakubu Gowon, in 1975. Further aware that over the years, communities which had previously been off the road alignment expanded closer to the road and eventually prevented proper drainage and allocation of water. Thus, the rapid deterioration of the pavement, particularly at locations where petrol stations are sited. Note that the road pavement has outlived its service life, considering the increased truck axle load and volume, as well as rapid urbanization of the communities, along the alignment with the attendant demand for infrastructural upgrades. Further note that the past and continuous volume of traffic on the road has caused a lot of damages on the road corridor. In some part of the road, the existing surface dressing is fully eroded and traffic has shifted to the shoulders. The condition of the road creates so much discomfort to the road users, and it also leads to longer travel time. Persuaded that the rehabilitation of Ikorodu-Shagamu and Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe roads will facilitate easy transfer of goods and services between the interconnecting towns and adjacent states of the country, and maintaining and increasing the economic activities along the project corridor. Concerned that currently a subsisting federal government contract for the rehabilitation of the Ikorodu-Shagamu road, which was awarded on 5th June 2018 with a completion period of 36 months and with a value of 20.8 billion, is being executed by Messrs. Arab Contractors, Nigeria Limited, has only attained 24% completion due to lack of funding. Further concerned that in spite of the importance of the Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe road, successive administrations have not deemed it fit to rehabilitate or upgrade this road 46 years later, even though periodically the Lagos and Ogun State governments have repeatedly carried out rehabilitation works on different sections of the road due to the neglect of federal agencies. Assured of the importance of these roads to our nation's economic growth, because they are access points from other parts of the country, Ogun, Edo, and northern parts of the country, and also routes to new Lekki-Ibeju corridor, where we have the Dangote refinery, Lagos Deep Sea Port, and the Lagos Free Trade Zone, etc. And further assured of the urgent need to rehabilitate these roads to further bridge the huge infrastructural gaps in the country, to boost economic development, as it will provide an alternative access route to Lagos. And convinced that an investment in the reconstruction and proper maintenance of Nigerian roads at all levels will enormously ease road transportation of goods and services and improve on the standard of living of the citizens through addressing the issue of unemployment. Accordingly, resolves to mandate the Senate Committee on Works and Housing to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to include further funding for the rehabilitation of the Ikorodu-Shagamu road in the 2022 appropriation bill. 2, provide appropriate funding for the reconstruction of the Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe road in the 2022 appropriation bill. B, also direct the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to explore the possibility of other financing sources in order to accelerate the completion of both roads. I so move, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ibikunle Amosun, I represent Ogun State Senatorial District. Mr. President, let me first commend the efforts of Senator Abiru for bringing up this motion. Mr. President, I think he has captured the essence of the importance and the strategic nature of the road under question. Mr. President, this road is very, very important, not just for those that has been catalogued here in this motion, because of the strategic economic importance of that road. This is the road where we have Mosimi. He has listed the cement industry that is there. He has listed all the other, many industries that are in Ikorodu and Shagamu axis. But, Mr. President, I want to point out that all the fuel being used throughout, probably, maybe outside even Lagos, even from Lagos too, because aside from Glasgow, that is where they pump from and that's where they take, including up to maybe Ondo, Kwara, and all of those. So the percentage of the fuel being pumped from that place, being used every day, it's probably about 6% in those areas where I've mentioned. Mr. President, when I came in as governor, when I had the opportunity of representing my people, serving my people in Ogun State, I wrote a letter to the then President Jonathan that they should seed this road for us in Ogun State. Indeed, it wasn't just the only road that I wrote. I wrote the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. I included this road. I wrote the Aton-Agbara Road. I wrote the interchange Papalanto Road. And they wrote back to me to say that because of the security implication and the strategic importance of those roads, they can't cede it to the state government. Mr. President, I've read all the, I've read all the 4 that the request of this motion. I've read all the 4. But I want to say, when we get to, maybe when we are considering all of the prayers in the motion, I will want to add that what we quickly finish this road is for the federal government to cede this road to the state government. Because this is one road that if and when it's allowed to be told, in fact, everybody is willing, they are ready. Entrepreneurs, even if they said today they've ceded the road to Ogun State, I know the road will be quickly fixed. Just like all the other roads that has been done. As we speak today, from Lusada to Igbesa, under PPP, because it was for Ogun State, it has been completed. Indeed, on that same road that you just mentioned, this road that we are considering, in 2018, February, I awarded that road, and I started that same road. Then federal government came up in March to say that they will do that road. So I ceded the road to them. The rest is history, what has happened to that road. It's been demonstrated. If you look from the express to where this road starts from, an 11-kilometer road has been done with flyover. Well done by PW, Messrs. PW. If we have not been stopped as of that time, by now, this road will have been done to the border of Lagos State with Ogun State. So, Mr. President, yes, I want to support all the prayers in this motion. But most importantly, the prayer that is missing here is to urge the Federal Ministry of Work to see this road to the state government. When that is done, this road can pay itself in maybe record time. Because every day, if you know the numbers of trailers, of tankers, of even vehicles plying that road, you will know that this is one road that the federal government, they have their hands full. They should see all of this road, those states, and states will go into PPP with people that can quickly fix this road. Mr. President, I so submit, and I want to commend the removal of this motion once again.
Of this motion, removal of this motion, and also the contributor to this motion. Mr. President, this is another very important interstate road. It is very strategic in nature because it serves as an alternate road to Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And I strongly believe that the continuous attempt by the government of the day or by federal government to continue to hold on to this road without carrying out the necessary rehabilitation and reconstruction of that road will continue to have an adverse economic effect on the states which this road has been very useful to. For instance, because of the current state of this road, all factories, all companies along that axis have abandoned their factories or relocated out of that place. If you see in the body of the motion that attempts were made by the government to rehabilitate this road, that is Ikorodu-Shagamu road, at a cost of 20.4 billion naira. And as we speak, only 24.49% of that road has been done. And looking at the years in which this contract has been awarded till now, it's a cause for concern. And I strongly believe that it is high time for the federal government to take two important decisions. One, either we see this road back to the state that this road cut across, especially Lagos and Ogun State. Because I know with joint collaboration between the state government, they can carry out the rehabilitation and reconstruction of this road and recover their money through towing of that road. Secondly, the federal government to start looking at alternative source of funding for the construction of this road through PPP arrangements. Because major roads in Ogun and Lagos are basically federal government roads. And we should start politicizing ways by this road should be maintained. We should start looking at better ways of providing funding for all these roads, which I have preferred. Either ceding it to the government of the day of both states that is affected, or looking at the option of public-private partnership, which is the PPP. Because this access road cuts across Lagos, Ogun, all the way to Benin and to the northern part of the country. Even Delta. And he has even stated in the body of the motion some of the economic benefits. Now, today, in the Lekki-Ibeju axis, there is a massive construction of Dangote refinery going on. And it needs this feeder road for it to properly function. And in doing that, there is urgent need for government to intervene in the reconstruction and rehabilitation of this road that we are talking about. And it is my hope that this motion, because according to the prayers, he has asked for further funding in the budget. But the one that was even allotted or given before in the previous budget, what happened to them? If a contract of 20.4 billion given to Arab contractors, looking at the number of years, only 24% funding, is it that they have abandoned it? Is it that there is nobody monitoring? Or money has not been provided for this? All of this we need to investigate. And I strongly believe that with the support of this Senate, this Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe Sagamu road will be seriously looked into by the federal government. And in the next budget, that will be considered by this Senate, so that we can give this road the necessary attention it deserves. I so submit, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, our Senate President. I'm happy you called me to say one or two things about this. Roads in Nigeria are under serious pressure. And it's not only peculiar to roads in Lagos State and Ogun State. It's all over the country. Our federal government has started taking some beautiful steps. From Lagos to Ibadan, there's a meaningful rail system that is functioning, which is a plus to federal government. But we have to look beyond that. There should be east-west rail system that will come from Lagos to Sagamu, Sagamu to Ore, Ore to Benin, Benin to Onitsha, Onitsha to Aba, Aba to Port Harcourt. If we can put that east-west rail in place, there will be less pressure on our roads, and it will have a beautiful meaning. So that the road we are talking about now will be less pressurized. Also, if we look at coastal line coming from Lagos State to Ondo State to Delta State to River State and to Cross River, that will ease a lot of pressure on our roads. It will surprise you. If you go by road from Lagos State to my senatorial district, it will take you 4 hours. But if you go with Okada from Lagos along the coastal line to Ondo State, it will take you only 35 minutes. So we should put more funding on our rail system. If our rail system continues to function properly, there will be less pressure on this road. Because by the time we are putting 20 billion, 30 billion on roads, let us package a meaningful rail system in Nigeria, and it will put pressure off our roads. That's my opinion, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the prayers of the motion. Prayer number 1, mandate the Senate Committee on Works and Housing to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. There is no committee on works and housing in the Senate. These are two different committees. Are we saying the housing committee, the housing ministry has something to do with the committee on works only? Is that okay? So, Deputy Minority Leader, we remove the housing. Mandate the Senate Committee on Works to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to include further funding for the rehabilitation of the Ikorodu-Shagamu road in the 2022 appropriation bill. Those in favor of this, again, provide appropriate funding for the reconstruction of the Ikorodu-Itoikin-Epe road in the 2022 appropriation bill. Those in favor of prayer 1 as amended, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 2, urge the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to explore the possibility of other financing sources in order to accelerate the completion of both roads. In addition to the appropriation, is that what you are saying?
Yes, sir.
No prayer yet, please.